you for joining us for this important recognition of our alumni who have recently passed. My name is Sarah Price, and I'm the president of the Student Alumni Council, also known as SAC, and I am joined today by members of our executive board. As the keepers of our college tradition, SAC rings the Old Main Bell in memory of recently passed alumni twice each year, once in the fall and once in the spring. We have been upholding this tradition for more than 9 years, and we are honored to continue it today. Today we are honoring 8 decades of alumni. After each individual name is called, we will ring the bell once. Then, after all the names from each decade are read, we will ring the bell 3 times and have a moment of silence to honor those who have passed.
(1930s) Doris Haynes Dixon, class of 1938. 1940s: Doris Benson Lankford, class of 1941. Emily Linton Carnachin, class of 1942. Isaac Ike Rehert, class of 1942. Jean Williams Grafe, class of 1945. Jean Andrews Richards, class of 1945. Alvis Hancock, class of 1946. Ruth Lucal Vaugh, class of 1946. Elizabeth Patterson Beadle, class of 1947. Arlene Chen Hamilton, class of 1947. Hildegard Betty Lou Pittman Burns, class of 1948. Janice Jan Gaines Greenwood, class of 1948. James Jump, class of 1949. Eileen Weeks Rice, class of 1949. Alice Broderick Shalepi, class of 1949.
1950s. Ruth Allen Breemiller, class of 1950. Suzanne Hall Coons, class of 1950. David Jones, class of 1950. Betty Funk Ellis, class of 1951. Warren Borquin, class of 1952. Philip Royer, class of 1952. Early Rush, class of 1952. Dorothy Bliss Honeman, class of 1953. M. Russell Russ Shivers, class of 1953. Harold Robertson, class of 1954. Charles Silverstein, class of 1954. Merrill Manchi Valor, class of 1954. John Dewey, class of 1955. Doris Tuckwood Linton, class of 1955. James Marshall, class of 1955. Richard Warner, class of 1955. Carl Book, class of 1956. Mary Kate Service Kelly, class of 1956. Washington White, class of 1956. Beverly Parson Carter, class of 1957. And Betty Ellie May, class of 1957.
(1960s) Linda Updike Palmer, class of 1960. Robert Balmo, class of 1961. Thomas Carroll, class of 1963. Gerald Opple, class of 1963. John Abel, class of 1965. Pamela Wolfe Robler, class of 1965. Larry Bauman, class of 1966. John Emmons, class of 1966. Danny Myers, class of 1966. Roger Shipley, class of 1966. Barbara Hetrick, class of 1967. Charles Milland, class of 1967. Constance Vander Loo Yost, class of 1967. Herbert Shreves, class of 1969.
(1970s) Virgil Stemple, class of 1970. Eileen Miller Renwick, class of 1973. Judith Vago Crum, class of 1974. Randolph Disney, class of 1976. Julianne Stephen Stetson, class of 1976. Bruce Thompson, class of 1976. Jerome Hensby, class of 1977. Teresa Holland, class of 1977. Michael Carr, class of 1979.
Nine, 1980s. Richard Ebersole, 1982. Andrea Frankford, 1983. Mary Jo Corns, 1984.
(1990s) Daniel Bill Jones, class of 1990. 2010s Peter Corey, class of 2019.
please join us in a moment of silence to honor those who shared a common experience of campus fellowship here on the Hill. We will now ring the bell 3 times to symbolize each of the times the bell has rung during the lives of our alumni. Ringing in during their first days as a student, ringing out upon graduating, and ringing one last time to honor their memory. As we remember those who have gone before us, please join us in singing our alma mater printed on your program.
College ties can never be broken, formed upon the hill. Far surpassing wealth unspoken, they are with us still. Hail McDaniel, hail all hail, echo softly from each heart. We'll be ever loyal to thee till we from life shall part. When our college days are over, round our hearts shall cling memories of our alma mater, every day shall bring. Hail McDaniel, hail all hail, echo softly from each heart. We'll be ever loyal to thee till we from life shall part.
Thank you all for joining us this morning in recognition of our beloved alumni. It is important we continue to honor their legacy as we continue to build ours here at McDaniel.
Excellent job on ringing it down. Thank you.